Hello, everybody, and welcome to your daily lighting critique. We've got a few submissions here from Mindy, Kat, and Julia. My shirt is stuck on my chair. There we go. And hey, there she is. All right, cool. That was perfect timing. All right, cool. So we will. We'll start with Kat. Kat, you were in the room first, so we'll get you going. Okay, so I think. Yeah, I'm looking at the teeth. It's cool that you've got like this subsurface going on in the teeth. I think it's a little bit much, but I like that it's there. It would be really cool if you felt it more just on like the edges, because as we get more towards the middle of the teeth, there's enough density there that you usually don't see subsurface all the way through the teeth. But I like that it would so basically just change the scale so we can limit it to just the edge a little bit.
Okay, I don't even know how that popped up. I think it's just in the substance texture.
Yeah.
I've been messing with those textures for a while because I don't know if I UV'd them wrong or what. So today I actually got them looking decent. So I was like, woohoo!
Yeah, I mean, I think I would assume it is. So just check in on that, and you might be able to control that in Blender as well.
Yeah, I'll mess around with it.
Cool. And then,
but I did add subsurface to his ears.
Yeah, I can see that. That looks really good. I like it. It's
They have a new node for Blender 3 that actually, there's like two versions of Random Walk, and one actually does it, I guess, physically accurate. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was playing with that.
That's great. Let's see here. Let's see something. Oh, look at that. You can separate his face. So I'm just looking at this. I'm going to try and just keep... Just because I don't want, again, like with this in mind, somebody mentioned, I think Aaron mentioned it yesterday about this idea of having a couple iterations of this to make sure that you know, like your modeling work isn't being lost in the darkness in here.
Okay.
I just bumped up the head a little bit more. I'm also looking at the background and wondering if... you can't.
Yeah, I can start playing around in comp with some of the stuff. I've just been kind of tweaking where the lights are sitting.
Yeah. Of course.
I can put the white lights on a separate render layer and just brighten them up a bit more if I need to.
Yeah, and it might be worth it too to put like off camera. Sometimes it's good to put like a white plane to reflect the bounce lights and back in there. Just a little bit. I mean, like we don't want it too much, but just getting a little bit more value, especially in this on this side. And then just grab the eyes. And same deal with the eyes. I think
I put a little bit of an emission shader on them, not a ton, because I don't want them to look like, you know, like I said, I don't want them to look like glowing eyes. I just want them to look like.
It might be. It was interesting, the comment that Clever was making yesterday about the idea of them feeling like Terminator eyes.
Right.
I almost wonder if... Let's try this.
You can change the color on to make it look more like eye shine versus red.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just adding a little bit... And then screening this or adding it back over the top. But then it starts to feel like it's emitting light more. Maybe just tone that down a little bit. Yeah, just something.
Yeah, the eye shine's a hard thing to match because it's you know, it's basically just all reflection.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get that to look right.
And then the other and then the other thing with the teeth too is just if we're gonna have, like, I like that we get the tip of this and it kind of fades down, and then the base of this tooth matches kind of what's going on in here. This one, it's like bright down to the gum, but then the surrounding teeth are the cooler tone. So it might be, one of the two needs to change. Either the surrounding teeth need to come up with it, or
Okay.
Or that. So, Julia or Mindy, do you all have any thoughts on this?
I was just thinking it looked a little green for the teeth.
That's a good point too. Yeah, I think let's pull some of the green out there. See what that looks like.
And I think there's like a part of the gum that's overlapping the teeth.
Oh,
That's
Something.
yeah.
my tooth gunk.
Okay.
It's a technical.
Mike wanted him to have gunky teeth,
I
so
see.
Yeah,
I'm creating food chunks.
yeah. It's just
Like,
like it's a
what?
little. Yeah, it's a little
It's a
hard
little much.
edged. Yeah, just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit hard edged in there. But I like the. I like where your thought is there. Oh, you're right. Look at that. Just pulling some of that green out really helps. Yeah, look at that.
If I,
Green.
Yeah, so it's a little less green, a little less cyan.
Oh, because my white lights have a lot of blue tone in them. That's why.
Yeah. So maybe just if there's a matte or like a crypto matte on the teeth, just push them a little bit more. Because yeah, look at that. That looks a lot better. It's a good call. Good call, Mindy. Maybe don't
I think that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry. Hi.
You're good. Hi.
Uh,
Good, Julie.
I was just thinking that in the art, the picture is so cool, and the background.
I'm sorry, we did hear you, and then you kind of broke up there. Did you guys catch that? Did you? Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't hear you very. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I was just saying that the background is very graphic flat, so maybe I was thinking that either it can be just a neutral background,
Mhm.
or it can have some details, something more. Because it's, I find the difference a bit weird, if you can pass me the term.
Yeah. No, I think yeah, I think that's fair. I know what you were. Yeah.
Dark is awesome, so the background stands up to me.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Kat. I think I know that we were going for the kind of the flames back there, but I think that might be a fair point. I don't think they're working that well. I think it would be better just to have. I love the color, but I think I was just blurring it out just to kind of create more of a gradient back there. I think that would actually be more successful because the other option, and Julie had a great point, was either to add more geometry and more of a world back there, or just make it more abstract. I think just making it more abstract would be the way to go. But I like the colors that you chose back there. So you could basically just take what you did and just, if you have that in a separate pass, just blur the hell out of that image and you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I love this, like the little bits of like red glint on the teeth too. I think that really helps. It's really cool. All right. Great. All right. Let's hop over into Mindy's. All right, Mindy. Let's see. Talk to us about what you updated. I know there's some the dark levels, the light levels. What else were you working with?
And then the eye kind of fix that.
Yeah.
And then do a little dark on the backside of him, like surrounding him.
Yeah. I think that's working out. That's working well. I think the last thing I would do. I think I would make. So this ID on the right feels, it feels a little bit 2D to me. Like it feels like it's just kind of pasted on top. I think I would make them a little bit like on this side. I would make it a little bit tighter. Let me do this separate layer. Maybe this is a little bit tight. Let me just soften this just a touch. And then for this one, I would almost put it like there, even though just because the eyes are a little bit, they're not quite like human eyes, and then you can blur those just a touch more, because I think because I would just I think just like kind of like a pure. Whenever I see a character that's like the hero character, I kind of want them just to have like kind of a little bit tighter, pure eyedings on them.
Okay.
And then for the orange, I think that's coming into play as well. You know what might be crazy just for a testing purpose? I don't actually know if we've done this with this character yet, and you can totally ignore me if you want. But I was thinking just to get the eyes to pop off a little more and kind of soften them a little bit. I wonder if it wouldn't be like this is gonna work.
Make it a different color.
Make him blue. Yeah. Basically just like shift him into a blue realm. And I wonder if, because I like going back to the design of the character initially, just wonder if that would be too much. Dang it. You could give it a try and then like just go with the original one, because I think there's a very gross mock-up there. But I think something like that would actually soften the character a little bit and get us looking at the eyes a little more, or get us like popped in there a little bit tighter. Anybody else have any thoughts on this? Yeah, I think this is coming together well.
One question. Hello. The tongue, it does have a tongue. I have a feeling that the tongue is a part of the mouth.
Yeah.
I was looking.
Yeah, there's a tongue. There's a tongue in there. Yes. Yeah, this guy. Do you think it should be more different?
Yeah, I think
more different is not the right way to say that.
It belongs to the skin. Looks like it's like a merging, blending together.
He actually doesn't have anything in there.
Yeah, I don't. You're right. He doesn't. Yeah, so maybe just like darken it a little bit around this edge, from like here back, kind of back in there, just to kind of
hide.
Yeah, hide it. Yeah, just hide the lack of tongue. I don't know if axolotls actually have tongues though. I don't know.
If I would make a test, it's Mindy. Just a test. Maybe it doesn't work. Would make it just the skin scattering just increase up to see if you could see through, because it looks like so thick.
Yeah, we've been darkening. Yeah, no, we've been darkening a little bit. Yeah, maybe give it a try, Mindy. Maybe we've darkened it too much, but just see what that looks like. But I think we're really close.
So like him entirely.
What do you think, Kleber? Was there a spot that you were looking at in particular, or him entirely?
I'd say thinner parts, like in the middle of the fingers, would be a spot, and the ears could be on a point start thicker and going, because you have to paint a mask to to where you want to increase. Because if you just get the SS increase completely, maybe you have to paint. But it's just a test. It looks great already. But yeah, if you could see through.
And again, this is a hacky, but a hacky way of doing this. But again, thinking about your output as being just a still image, you could do a pass where you just decreasing the scale on the subsurface, and it would make the entire character a little glowier, and then like paint it in the comp, like a little bit more in the finger, like paint in that glowier value, just like a little more in the fingers and maybe the tendrils or some other areas that you think it would look better. But I may, like, again, and that's from doing photography in the past. You do that kind of stuff all the time in photographic shoots. You just you set your camera up on a tripod, you shoot a bunch of exposures, and then you just kind of like paint in which exposure looked best in which area.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Mess around it.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. All right, Julia, let's check in on your painterly effects. So I love that. I love this increase in the the values, I think, I'm sorry, I love the increase in the amount of the painterly filter that you've got. Now you can definitely feel it. It doesn't feel like too much. I wonder, actually looking at the reference, and I think this looks good, I wonder if it would be valuable if you have the character separate from the background, because it looks like in this that the character might be a little smoother than the background itself. So almost like maybe lessening the value a little bit on the character, like a tiny bit, and then increasing it more in the background. Because it's like, when you think about the painter's focus, the painter spends more time on the portrait than it does the surroundings. And that kind of leads to these a little bit like smoother in the tones. Like if you look at because the skin is super smooth in here, but the background's brush strokey. So maybe kind of replicating that a little bit. Definitely feeling the vignette more. I still think we can go a shade darker on the bottom. Now we're down to like the bottom 1/6 of the image, just to make that just slightly darker. Just because I would really like to kind of ground. Ooh, that's too much. Just kind of ground us in down there, and then, but keep like the highlight on the toes. I think that looks good. Sorry, this is I tend to, I think it's really nice in the way that we post our images on Discord. It's really nice to see them small like this, because I'm sure when you all are working, you have it blown up like big on your screen like I have it right now, but sometimes you kind of get lost in the detail and you kind of lose the composition as a whole. So posting it in Discord, just take a look at it at the smaller size, but also just like either stand away from it or zoom out on it, and just make sure that the structure is holding up at a distance. And I think what we're seeing is working really well, because I can still see the kind of like, I can see it brightening as we get to the center. I can see that kind of that effect going down, and I think it works really well. So let's darken around the base there. I love the speck in here. I love the speck on the face. I would do see if we can get some more specularity on the size of these wings too. And that would be pretty much all I have in notes on this one.
I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
Just on the cane, because like it doesn't look like there's a wood texture or anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you kind of look at it compared to everything else, it just kind of looks really sort of kind of blandish, I guess, compared to how everything else has got a lot of subsurface and detailing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just the way that the light isn't hitting it or what, but it's at the top part, like the brown part kind of doesn't, it seems to be almost plastic looking in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's,
no, I wonder
it's supposed to be wood or metal, but it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I wonder if just shifting the color a little bit away from the skin tone of the character would, but like we don't, but it's kind of like it's not a main component that we really want to be focusing in on, because like the jewel on the top of it and the handle is cool, but the stick itself, there's really not much to it. Like
yeah, and I'm not talking about the stick. I'm talking about the top part.
Oh.
So the handle to me.
Oh, okay.
The handle to me looks kind of, I don't know, plasticky, I guess, in a way. It doesn't look really wood.
Okay. Yeah.
Just compared to like how everything else is really well textured, and that one's just kind of like there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was feeling as metal to me, but I'll let Julie answer that.
I think because I use the asset comes with their textures.
Mm-hmm.
I use those textures. I think it's meant to be an old golden metal.
Yeah,
but I can try to improve that. It's not a problem. I can add maybe something to the text, some detail.
Yeah, that's a good call, because gold is always a little tricky. But yeah, that's a really good, that's a good point. Good call, Kat.
Sure thing.
Yeah. Mindy or Kleber, you guys have any thoughts?
I really like the image. Even with the small image on my screen, that I think it's so hard for you to capture the small details, and this image is showing me details, small details, that even if it's a small image, sometimes you have to have a big image, and I really like the information.
Yeah.
If I could put something, if I could add something, I'd say just maybe the material for the hat. But that maybe is the way you want to look like more leather. If you want the more cloth, depends. But completely, I love the emoji.
Yeah, it feels like that. I don't know anything else other than a top hat that looks like this, where there's like a really fine kind of silky thread that wraps it and kind of gives it that like animatropic. I don't know how to say that word. I only know how to read it. That kind of glimmering highlight down the side, and I think you've kind of got it there. By the way, I love this shaping going from light to dark up there. That's really cool. Yeah, maybe just a little more. Yeah, if you want to take a look at the hat too to see if there's anything more, you can plus that as well. Just because it is a pretty big piece of geo in there, and just making sure that we can get enough detail, get all the detail in. But yeah, like all these little detail, like the fact that the teeth are a little bit brighter, we're getting this highlight inside the nostril, like that we're reading these highlights down the cheek. It's all looking very, very, very good. Like this little highlight on the toenail, I love this character's creepy little toenails. Mm-hmm. I love this character. I'm a big fan of it. I love seeing this guy. So, all right, cool. All right, well, that is all for today, y'all. Do y'all have any questions or anything else before we break? All right, cool. All right, be good, everybody, and I will see you back tomorrow. It'll be our last critique before the holiday break, but I will see you back here tomorrow. All right, be good, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.